think the idea came from being a young guy in the snowboard industry down in Northern California and slowly seeing the potential for snowboarding to grow. And I had gone on a trip up to BC where it was all skiers in the lodge. I was the only snowboarder, one other snowboarder in the lodge at another backcountry lodge, and really felt like they were so invested in the ski culture, which was great, but I really thought that the snowboard culture was going to evolve and be something that as the 20-year-olds in Tahoe were coming up, they were going to want a place to call their own up here with a little bit of a different take on a really well-established model. Snowboarding's been really good to me. I found a lot about myself through the process of evolving as a snowboarder, and I really enjoy the culture, and I think being in the mountains is this place where you can find a lot of answers to questions you didn't even know you had until all of a sudden you get these lightning bolts of clarity that come from being on a snowboard, going straight down the mountain, finding the fall line, not worrying about yesterday, not worrying about tomorrow, but being completely present with that. I don't know. I mean, I think the answers are, I know as a businessman and a father and an entrepreneur, you really spend a lot of time worrying about planning for what could happen and, you know, trying to learn from what did happen. And I think that's all really important to do as a human to evolve. We all make mistakes. I continue to make mistakes, you know, all the time. But I think reacting to the things that happened in the past and reacting to what might happen in the future leads to a state of mind that just kind of perpetuates confusion, where when we take the time to do any pursuit, sport, fishing, golfing, mountain biking, surfing, skiing, snowboarding, skateboarding, where you're just present, you're 100% there. You're 100% just like allowing yourself to flow like a river through a canyon. I think the more space we can create for that, the more those answers come freely to you. You know, I kind of subscribe to the spiritual notion that we're perfect already. I don't really buy it that there's all this conflict. I think we create a lot of the conflict, and we can just use something like snowboarding to really tap into all the answers that are in here via what's out there. So I guess that's a little bit more of an explanation. I haven't really spent tons of time thinking it out, but it's there. It's right there, and I see it all the time. I see the customers come up here with one state of mind, and sometimes they show up late, and they're really stressed out. God, I mean, airplanes and airports and passports and taking time off from work and getting away from the family, it's stressful. And I see people come in the door with that, and I see them go out the door with just this absolute change to their way that they're relating to all that stuff. And I'm super proud of the people that get a chance to have that wholesale change inside. And hopefully we're doing good for the world in just creating that. I hear the young people worrying about the same thing. Like, well, I'm going to do this so that I can take this class, so that I can get this ticket or this degree, and I can achieve this, and I can do this, and I want to travel here, so I'm going to save and do this. And I'm totally down with all that stuff. But I really, when I'm talking with people like that, I always try to remind them, like, make today the best day that you can. Have high standards for yourself and your existence on this planet. Don't give up. Don't give up something for tomorrow that you could do today, because, you know, you create tomorrow today. You don't create tomorrow worrying about tomorrow and not doing anything about it today. So, you know, presence, being there. And you know, I see a lot of people beating themselves up, making mistakes, but I think you got to really, really screw things up to really hit home runs. And I feel bad. A lot of people like make some terrible mistakes, and it happens. But you got to be able to look yourself in the mirror and not be like, I suck because I made this mistake. You got to look yourself in the mirror and be like, what do I got to do that better next time? Where did I go wrong? Like, how can I become better all the time? And I don't know. That's that. Who knows?